Hello guys, and we're here today with another very interesting deck. We're here today with some heroes, because this is Elemental Hero Week. Yes, this is Elemental Hero Week. Now, what is Elemental Hero Week? Well, I once heard from a friend that apparently the Elemental Heroes are supposed to be Americans. The Destiny Heroes are supposed to be British because they have D-Time, they have Clock Tower Prison, and then Mask Heroes, I think they said, are Chinese, though Acid throws me off a little bit, but yeah, I can kind of see it, I guess. And then there's also like Vision Heroes and other stuff, and they're supposed to be different people, but Elemental Heroes are supposed to be American. So seeing how this is the week of 4th of July, in fact today is 4th of July, every time this year my channel does an Elemental Hero just an entire week. So next on Thursday there'll be even more another deck of Elemental Heroes. So this is supposed to be the competitive one, this format. This is supposed to be if you want to play Heroes this format, if you want to be the GX player, this is great. If you want to do the side events and do the GX ban list that they are doing, that'd be great. That'd be fun. Stratos is at 3 at that, but I mean this is for TCG legal if you're actually going to like locals or something. And pretty much it's just Darklaw Turbo. You're just gonna make Darklaw and then set back row and just having a whole bunch of back row and say, nope, you're not getting to get rid of this guy. Because he just messes with everybody. He does. Cosmos float, ships can't float. Performer Pals, XZ summoning isn't great. It just makes everything worse because then everything gets banished. It becomes really hard with them. And then Monarchs, this thing, and Deity goes extremely minus. And they just lose stuff so easily. If they use Idea and summon out Erebus and then they tribute someone, they get banished so they don't have tributes for their next summon next turn. So it's just so great. I really like this deck. Honestly, it's a pretty fun deck to play. It surprised me how well this deck actually worked because, I mean, once I made Darklaw, and honestly, if you have Shadow Mist face up on the field and you have like a face down back row, like a couple, or just doesn't matter, your opponent plays different because they know that you have Darklaw, and if they know that if they can't get rid of it or if they push too hard, like they need to bait out a mass change and do something so that way they can get rid of it. So they might play very conservatively, which will benefit you. And Underdog of the deck, this card surprised the hell out of me with just how well this card performed. Because I'd make this card, I'd have it, and then I'd have Great Darklaw, and it did mess with our Summoner Monks. I mean, that's not too important, but it just worked so well. Your opponent couldn't summon out a lot of things, and it makes sense. I mean, Monarchs, Cosmos, Performance Powers, even Burning Abyss. It just messes with this. So let's just go straight into the deck without wanting 3 Gallenberg and then 3 Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. Gallenberg will summon out another level 4 monster, so it just helps with getting out more level 4s so we can make our rank 4s. And it also can special summon, so it can get you out of your Shadow Mist. So definitely very, very strong. And the fact that he can be searched by Rhoda is even better. And so, yeah. And then 2 Summoner Monk, because he can get out our Stratos, or not Stratos, our Shadow Mist. I wish Stratos was legal. And of course, if you don't know why do I keep on calling this guy Stratos? Shadow Mist effect. He can add a change, quick play spell card to your hand, such as your Mass Change 1 or your Mass Change 2nd. And then if he is sent to the graveyard, add a hero monster from your deck to your hand, such as, well, only your target is Bubble Man. But you can only use one of those effects per turn. And then Summoner Monk and Gallenberg, they're just there to special summon out Shadow Mist. Or maybe even Bubble Man, because just being able to summon out this guy, he can summon himself if you have no other cards in your hand, which is honestly really great. Just having this guy, being able to spell summon him and just making more rank 4s. Because if you make Darklaw and then you can make like Utopia the Lightning and have that on Lades, or even just make Trapshot Felicia, that's great. And so then we have 2 Max C just for more dropout, more consistency. It isn't hard to get out Darklaw in this deck. I mean, this is a 1 card Darklaw. This is a 2 card. This is a 2 card. So it just helps with consistency, just seeing more stuff. I mean, there isn't a lot of draw power here. There is a lot of search power and search potential, but not a lot of draw power. And so 3 E-Call, and then of course the 1 Rhoda, that will get us any of our Shadow Mist or our Bubble Mans. And then the Rhoda can also get us Gallenberg, as I said. Instant Fusion, because Norden just is a free rank 4. Hero Lives gets us Shadow Mist and then Mass Change. It may cost a lot, but it's honestly very worth it. And the fact that it is only a half your life points is so great. Because, I mean, sometimes just top decking this card when you're low, like you're at 800, alright, I'm just going to slap down 400 life right now. and just summon out Shadow Mist and make another Dark Claw. It can be really nice. And then, of course, yeah, Rhoda, Upstart for more consistency. Foolish, you could take this card out, but I mean, if you needed a Bubble Man or something, it's not that bad, because if Shadow Mist is sent to the graveyard, he gets to search an Elemental Hero or a Hero Monster. And then Mass Change, you use this on a Hero Monster and it will summon out a Masked Hero with the same attribute. And then Mass Change second, you can use this on any card, anything whatsoever, and it will summon out a Masked Hero Monster, but it has to be a lower level, and you have to discard a card. And then goes one Twin Twister. Back row, it can be a problem, but honestly, I just don't think you really need it, because I mean, you have Acid, and if you can get out Acid at the right time, especially against Pendulums, it's just game. It's just game. And that is it for the spells. So that's pretty much all of the consistency cards. Cards to protect Darklaw or be able to make another Darklaw includes our Trap Hole cards, such as Bottomless and Trap Trick, Trap Hole, Nightmare. And I just like those cards for Rafflesia, because if you can make Rafflesia and have Dark Cloud, it's just so great. It makes such a huge field and such board presence. It really prevents your opponent from doing much. 2 Starlight Roads, because we want to protect our stuff. I mean, we do set a lot of back row, and Twin Twist is a great way to bait out our Mass Chains, bait out a lot of stuff, or get rid of stuff like Gravity of the Warlords. And like I said, this card performed well, just so incredibly well, and so we want to keep it alive. And if you summon out a Stardust on top of a Darklaw, you practically have game this format. And then Rivalry of the Warlords is just, you can only control one type of monster, and all of our monsters, except for some extra deck monsters, are Warrior. So, I mean, you won't be able to summon Maxi or summon a Monk, but who cares? And then 3 Call of the Haunted, because it's great with Shadow Mist. Again, just being able to get out another level 4 is really great, because once you make the Darklaw, you want to make your XZ monsters. And having the Call of the Haunted, if it goes away, if they're running Kaiju, if they're doing whatever, having that Call of the Haunted helps just being able to get another Mass Change, and then that can just be another Darklaw very easily. And then of course we're running the obligatory, mandatory Solemns, which makes this deck $100 deck pretty much. Oh my god. Solemn's so expensive. This card needs to be reprinted. Please be reprinted in the Megatons. So that is it for the main deck. Of course, you're just making Darklaw and then setting 5 back row. That's it. I thought about throwing in Trap Tricks, but that put in too many monsters, and I just thought this was good. Like, this is a good enough Trap Tricks. So into the extra deck, 2 Darklaw, because I mean, you should only need 2. If you want to run 3, go ahead, but you should only really need 2. And then 1 Anki. He's just 28 beater, and so I thought I'd throw him in. He can attack your opponent directly, I believe. This card can attack your opponent directly. The battle damage is halved, so if your opponent's at 1400 or less, you can kill them real easily. And if it destroys a monster by battle, you can add 1 change quick play spell card from your deck to your hand, so it can search out your Mass Change. This guy's a Harpy Feather Duster, by the way, so just blows away back row. And then your opponent's monsters lose 300 attack. And then Darklaw. Any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead, and if your opponent adds cards from their deck to your hand, except during the draw phase or damage step, banish 1 random card from your opponent's hand. So you chain this to a card that searches, you chain this to whatever, and it will banish cards from your opponent's hand. Rudin summons a level 4 lower monster from your graveyard, so you can use it for XZ Stardust. If cards are going to be destroyed, if something is activated that destroys a card, you can tribute this card and negate it. And Almadius, I can increase his attack to 5,000. Dark Rebellion Dragon, just to have stuff. Use him to summon out Utopia the Lightning. Konagoin, he's another. Oh no, he isn't a warrior. Wow, he's a rock. That's interesting. But I mean, nonetheless, just being able to switch cards that target is actually pretty great. Because if you've already used Trap Trick Rafflesia or you want more defense, he's great. Just like, oh, you're gonna summon out Dark Destroyer. Okay, he's gonna pop himself. And then Dark Destroyer gets banished. And then of course we have the 101, just being a 101. Excalibur, 4,000 attack. He might not be as good as this guy, but hey, if you don't need the Almadies, or if you can make both, why not? And then Castell gets rid of everything pretty much, and Abyss Dweller, just great against Burning Abyss. And of course, if you have him with Norden or with Bubbleman attached, he will be a 22 beater. And then Rafflesia is you can detach an XYZ material, and if the conditions are right, send a Trap Hole card to the graveyard and apply its effect. So if you summon out this guy and your opponent summons out a special summon monster and activates its effect, you can send this. If your opponent summons out a monster with 15 or less attack, you can detach and send this card to your graveyard so it thins, and it's just more stun. It's really great. Now when Endless Trap Hole comes out, that might be better than this. It's debatable, but definitely I do like Endless Trap Hole a lot. I've been looking at the card and I'm just waiting for that card to hit the TCG so that way I can do some more Trap Tricks deck with because I love Trap Tricks. I love stun so much. I mean, people complain about control, and it's like, why do you guys complain about control when stun is 10 times worse than control cards? I'd rather be Jend than get solemned. So yeah, that was my little rant. And so that is it for the entire deck profile. So a very casual deck, a deck you can take to locals and actually maybe top or even win. And even if you're facing meta, this deck can still perform extremely well. There's plenty of floodgates you could throw into this deck. If you're looking at cards to side out, here's 2 cards right here you could side out. You could probably side out this guy. Probably, because I mean, you really don't need the Master Chain second. And we don't run Diane, or whatever his face. We probably should, but we don't, so there's just a lot of different cards you could just put in here for a side. So yeah, that is it for this deck. Again, great deck. I hope you guys enjoy it. Do stay tuned for the duels tomorrow, which we'll just show off this deck. And of course, the next deck profile for Elemental Hero Week on Thursday is going to be Electrum OTK. I did that before, but I really liked it, and I decided not to do Bombardment because I like the Electrum. I mean, it's a 2-card OTK. It can be an FTK because one of the cards is a trap, but if you open up with both of them, it could be an FTK, considerably, to one degree or another. But it's a really good, really strong one. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys, happy 4th of July, go America, yada yada. See you guys later. Bye.